Okay, let's go ahead and get started. What I'm going to do is we're going to do a forest scene. I got some background stuff here. A lot of this is acrylic. I done this a few days ago. But we are going to start putting some of our grass in. I do have somewhat of a picture I'm looking at. We're just going to throw some grass in. I got a big filbert brush here. A lot of you have seen me do this before. I mean, we're not throwing the grass in, we're throwing the base coat on. That's what we're doing. We won't do the grass for a little while, excuse me. And I'm starting with cad yellow light. I'm going to switch it over to some yellow ochre. This just gives you a nice variety of colors. This is why I do it this way. There's a million ways to do stuff. This is how I do it. I just seem to enjoy doing it this way. Let's go ahead and get some green started. Sap green. Start with sap green. As it gets closer to you, it should get darker. Things that are closer are darker in nature. Things that are further away are lighter. And I'm going to, well, I think I can use this other color. I was going to use some Prussian blue, but I had made some purple here. I think I'm just going to use it for the bottom instead of Prussian blue. See how it looks. Oh, it's fine. That way I don't have to stop and get any Prussian blue. I actually had some out and I used it. Used it all, every bit of it. Let's take some alizarin crimson then, why not? I have it left over from the other day when I was painting, not the other day, probably yesterday maybe. Okay, let's get us a 1-inch brush. I already got one dirty. I try to keep one with brighter colors on one brush and darker colors on another brush. Don't always work that way. Because once you get one of your brushes in a dark color, you can't put it on this light color like I'm doing right now. You start here in your yellow and work down. Don't start at the bottom and work up. That would be tragic. So once you get your brush in the blue or any dark color, it's run. I mean, you can't use it for nothing else. See, we've got most of this yellow, this brighter area done. Now I can go on down to the dark, because now it don't matter. Just come all the way down. This is just our base coat, as I was saying. This is not our actual grass. We'll put that on with a fan brush. See, this gives you a nice, see, that looks good. The further away something is, the brighter in color. As it gets closer, it gets darker, just like what we have right here. Okay. All right, I just paused for a minute. I don't know exactly. I'm going to put a few birch trees in here. If I can find a good color. I've already used some of my purple. I like to use a light purple. But I'm going to put some in, at least a few standing here. And as I said, I got to keep looking over. I got my picture over there that I'm looking at. I usually don't follow pictures exactly, but I want to get it kind of close sometimes. This is purple. This is real dark purple, medium purple, light purple. You just make your dark, most people know, blue and red. Put a little white in, put you some there, a little more white, put you some there. Just like a little paint train, so to speak. If that makes any sense. They call it something like that. Can't really remember what they call it. A paint, maybe not a train, but I don't know, paint line, I don't know. Where you just make a color and you keep adding white and you have several shades. I don't know. I don't pay much attention to things like that. I just paint. Let's make this a little bigger. I definitely am going to have 3 or 4 birch trees in this. I'm going to bring one right here. I may wind up making these a little wider. This one kind of blends in with that one. Let's do one or two more. Let's put one here that kind of comes down, kind of goes over, kind of curls back. They're all about in the same area here. Okay. I'm just going to keep going. This is all I'm going to do. I got to put several more trees in here, and I'm just going to keep doing this, and I'll bring you right back. All right, let me catch up on what I'm doing. This is 2 days later. This is pretty dry. I didn't do it on purpose. That's just how it went. I put some real dark leaves up in here. You may not even be able to see them. I mean, they're super dark. Just to get started. And these are birch trees. I am taking some white, and I'm running it down the side like so. And I'll have to come back. I've got to put a shadow on the back side, put our little signature dark marks in it, of course. But and I'm just pulling this over, and I'll probably have to go down this side again with some more white. You don't want it to look real uniform. You just, birch trees are by nature kind of rough looking a little bit. But they are white. They do have plenty of white color to them. And that's what I'm doing. This is a number 3 round brush. And I'm just bringing it down, twisting as I come to keep the paint flowing. I put a little pine tree in here, and I probably should have done that, after I done this tree. You know how that is. So now I got to paint around it. You know how that is, doing things out of order. It's easy to do though. I think I was trying to hurry. So I think I done this Saturday, started on this. Yeah, and my grandchildren were here earlier in the day. And I was running out of time, and I was just trying to hurry and get something down here so I can get started today. This is Monday. Yeah, I think that's okay. But I just want to show you what I'm doing here, and this is it. Just forming out some birch trees with a number 3 round brush. You can use whatever brush works for you. That's just something I grabbed here. And I'm going to put my grass in here soon before I do too much more of these trees, because I don't want to get it on the trees after I work so hard on them. And I want the sun to be coming at an angle today. I want it to be low. I want it to be coming in low. Well, I'm just going to keep doing this on these trees, and then I'll bring you back. I might do the grass after I put this white on. I might hit the grass. Okay, you can see that I've been working here a little bit. I threw some grass in here. I might work a little bit more on this. I'm not sure. It's pretty wet. The more I touch it, the muddier it gets. And I worked on my trees a little bit. Got to work on them some more. I'm going to put another layer of leaves up through here. There's a lot of leaves in these kind of paintings, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm using a great big brush, bigger than what you probably should use. But I'm just trying to cover a little ground. I'm going to try to stay out of the trees because I just put these in. But it needs several layers of color, and all I've got up there is the Prussian blue, green, and black is what I put up there to start with. You probably can't even see it. I mean, I'm not sure you can or not. But this is just another layer of leaves. I do have somewhat of a picture I'm looking at, and I'm going to bring these down. Now the next set of leaves I put on, I'm going to get a smaller brush. This is a number 4 round. This is really big. really big for this, but I can cover a lot of ground because a lot of these leaves won't even, you'll see most of them, but not all of them. I'll have leaves on top of these. So that's why I'm not too worried about the size of this brush and how big a stroke this brush is making, because it just don't matter right now to me. I'll bring these all the way down here. I just need more leaves is what I need. This is just sap green, cad yellow light. I don't want it real bright yet. And we're just throwing them in. There's leaves that are going across these trees. I just can't touch them yet. They're just so wet. I'll just tear everything up if I do. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to let this painting sit overnight. I'm going to go work on another painting. I do two at a time. I like to do 2 at a time anyways. And I do a lot of times. I've got another one I could start on while this is drying. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to finish throwing this in. And this is all I'm going to do with this today, is this. This is it. Got to let some of this dry a little bit. Okay, I will see you tomorrow. Hey, let me catch up on what I'm doing here. Right now, I've been working on these leaves a little bit more. I've been working on the trees. We've still got a lot to do. But I'm at least putting some highlights on these. I'm putting some yellow. I want the sun, as you can see by the shadows, coming across this way. So wherever we think the sun is hitting, this is where we're going to put our highlights. We're pretty sure the sun is going to be hitting some of this. And that's basically what I'm doing. It's pretty dark up here at the top. Yeah, these kind of paintings here, boy, they take a while. We still got quite a bit to do. I haven't put my black marks on these, the little signature black marks that birch trees have. We haven't done that yet. There's quite a bit to do. But that's part of it. Just part of it. Part of the experience, isn't it? And I'm just wiping my brush off because I put a lot of these leaves in here just a minute ago. And they're wet. Actually, the trees are a little wet too. I'll run a few highlights up in here just to make it look a little, you know, like just to kind of break it up a little bit so it's not too dark. But I don't want a bunch up here at the top. And that's pretty much all I'm doing. So I like to, this stuff is kind of slow, monotonous, and I just bring you back on occasion to show you what we're doing because it's boring, to be quite honest. Kind of boring. So anyways, I'm just going to keep doing this and then I'll bring you back for something more interesting. All right, I'm back again. I'm still doing things that are kind of boring a little bit, but it's stuff that's got to be done. Now I'm putting the black spots on here. I'm not really using any kind of pattern. I'm just using my imagination, just where I think spots should be at. You know, because I mean, you can't follow a picture. It'd take you forever to keep looking down at something and trying to follow a picture. So I'm just using my imagination. Just hopefully it turns out okay. Let's put a little bit right up in here. So far, I mean, I think it looks about like what a birch tree would look like. Just random spots here and there. Except where these branches meet, they're always dark, like right here. Every one I've ever seen, it just has a big black patch right there. Right where these little black branches, and the branches seem to always be black. And they just kind of just do like that, just kind of stick out. For most of the pictures that I've seen. There's another little black spot there. But yeah, that's all I'm doing. I'm just randomly putting things in here and there. If I see a flaw somewhere, I'll cover it up with a black spot. You know, you just kind of use your imagination. I'll make a line like that here and there, and just different stuff. Randomness, that's really the key to any kind of nature painting, just trying to be random. Yeah, that looks okay. Now the bigger tree in the front, I'm gonna have to take a little more time with, because it's close up, obviously, and I gotta kind of make it look pretty good because it is close up. But this is all I'm doing. Like I said, I just try to keep everybody caught up on what I'm doing. Some things are more interesting than others. This is not a mountain painting where there's action going on. It's just kind of slow and methodical. But I will be back in a minute. Okay, I think we're finally coming to an end. I think I'm going to put a couple bushes here. Cerulean blue is what I'm going to use for the topping. You got to start with your black. I definitely need one in this corner right here. This corner needs something for sure. So I pretty much got this corner covered. Okay, I think I need one right here. I was going to put one there, but I'm not sure. I think I just might put another one here. I think that would probably be okay. Let me wipe this brush off. I got some cerulean blue. I'm going to put a touch of white in it. Just a touch. Okay, it don't look too bad. Yeah, I'm gonna put some white on top of it too to make it kind of pop a little bit. Yeah, let's put a little white on here, see what we can do. Just brighten it just a little. Just to give it a little flavor. All right, folks, it looks like a wrap. I think it turned out pretty good. There's my version of a birch tree forest. Hey guys, don't forget to like and subscribe for more future videos. And thanks for watching.